Welcome and thank you for joining me for another Coffee with Bridget. And today's coffee is Friendly's Butter Crunch, and I'm drinking it from my Let the Adventure Begin mug. And I'm a bit philosophical today, so we're going to do something a little bit different. So I watched the movie Backrooms with my friend recently, and the epitome of that movie, the critical turning point, the apex of the movie was, and spoilers, was the therapist saying, I can't heal anyone. And then one of the characters saying, I'm just wired this way. I thought that was really interesting. Why is that interest entering the zeitgeist now? I can't think of any movies that suggested that someone can heal another, that suggested that the path to enlightenment, to happiness, is a journey that someone can teach to another. I think that there has been in society a lot of people who believe that. You know, you look to someone who seems happy, healthy, and whole, someone who has accomplished a lot in their life, and you go, I want to be like them. You want to emulate them. You want to understand their minds. You want to become more like them. And so that's the type of people who become teachers, even if it's indirectly. But as someone who's written books, who's dealt with my own darkness, embraced my own inner dragon, and been on this healing path and this healing journey for decades now, whether it's meditation or magic, or I have to smile when I say magic because all of you should know by now, my version of magic is a form of psychology. Being on that path of self-development, of self-awareness, of what AI would call becoming, or others would call awakening. I know that I can't give people the answers. I can't heal others. I have no interest in healing others, actually. The truth is, I've learned on my own journey that the only person who can change is yourself. You can change yourself. You can't change others. Other people are going to be miserable if they choose to be miserable. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, as they say. Because basically, you can be the example. You can be someone who's found inner peace, as I have. I've found inner peace in many, many ways. I'm always coming from a solid foundation. I'm still developing, I'm still learning, I'm experiencing new things, but I have that inner peace and that rock solid knowledge of self that can't be challenged by the outer world. And that is born from experiences. That is born from a lifelong quest of wanting answers, of going out and finding answers in whatever form that may be. And finding answers is the thing, I think the society in general seems to think there are no good answers. And I don't know if that's because of philosophy, and philosophy has suggested that there are only points to debate and that there are some things that we'll never understand. But I think there is quite a bit that we can understand about ourselves. There's quite a bit that we can learn about ourselves. And that's what the inner path is, as the healing journey, is learning about ourselves. Know thyself, as the doorway over the temple of Delphi used to say, know thyself. That is the purpose of the journey, is to learn more of yourself, to develop yourself into something more than just a vapid, empty shell that unfortunately a lot of people are. I hate to say that, but a lot of people are just one-dimensional. And so when you come across someone who has multiple dimensions, someone who's been through stuff, and that's the thing, is it's people who've overcome their own obstacles, people who've faced the darkness, who've faced a challenge and overcome it. Those are the people that I value most. Those are the teachers that I find the most interesting. But what does it mean that society has said in this way through this movie? That it has entered the zeitgeist that therapists can't heal people and that some people are just wired that way. I think that's an excuse. Now, you can't teach people, like I said, you can't lead a horse to water and make him drink. You can't teach people enlightenment. You can't teach people peace. You can't teach people the process to becoming more whole. If you could, everybody would be doing it. The path to enlightenment would be very obvious, and everybody could replicate it. You have to have people who want to change in order to do that. You have to have people who want to be something different. And suffering itself does not cause people to want to change. I think suffering is a catalyst for a lot of people. It's an inspiration for a lot of people. It's what prompts them to go and get help. But I mean, we're in a society where a lot of people just take a pill and think that a pill can fix them. And of course it can't. Not when it comes to psychology. Psychology is a lot deeper than that. And I think that is the ultimate thing that society struggles with, is we want a quick fix. We want this, recipe for enlightenment. We want someone to tell us what to do, to guide us. But at the end of the day, the only person that can guide you is yourself. The only person who knows you is yourself. You can tell people your story. You can tell them how you feel. But at the end of the day, ultimately, it is just you. It's an interesting thing that this has entered the zeitgeist. I almost feel like it's an excuse. After reading the book, The Body Keeps the Score, it's interesting because I do believe people can change and rewire their brain, especially people who've gone through trauma. And it's essential in order to get back to a copacetic way of living life after you've had a traumatic experience. Embracing change, embracing newness, embracing a new way of doing things. It's essential to survival and to growth. So when you say something like, I am just wired this way, I'm going to accept this, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder about society and where we're going. Because is that an excuse? Some people are just wired that way, so that excuses their bad behavior. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. It doesn't excuse any type of bad behavior that you're just wired a certain way. In fact, it just speaks to your fact that you're lazy, that you haven't done self-development. And yeah, some people are not interested in self-development. People go from one experience to another experience like a drunkard. That's all they're doing is seeking thrills and dopamine hits, and they're not taking the time to appreciate it and do self-development, to question things, to see who they are, to develop a faculty that's capable of understanding others, empathy, compassion. I don't think empathy and compassion come naturally to everybody. I think those are rare traits that people who've seen shit have that other people don't. And, people actually can intuit and feel the depth of other people. And that depth usually comes through having a lot of experiences, and most of those experiences being negative. And then coming back, bouncing back, choosing to be better, choosing to be a better person. So, yeah, it kind of troubles me that this has entered the zeitgeist, this idea. But we'll see. We'll see if it keeps popping up or not. It's always interesting. So that is my philosophical little musing based on Backrooms. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing. So take care, and I will talk to you again soon on Saturday. Bye for now.